10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Alex Gortney, and I'm here with Nick Queen, and welcome to the Developer Soup podcast. In today's podcast, we're essentially just going to have a free for all. There's no real topic today. We're just going to talk about some of the stuff that we've been working on here in the past week since we last talked. So I will go ahead and give the floor to Nick.
All right. Myself, I've been continuing on with the Michael Hartle Ruby on Rails tutorial. So far, so good. Like I said, I really enjoy Rails. I think it's a very elegant, for the lack of a better term, frameworks, language. So I just started chapter 6. Then the big thing that I've had trouble with in the last week or so has just been getting time to actually work on stuff. I've dealt with a couple. Had a horrible sore tooth, plus just busy at work. I think I spoke to you yesterday. You asked me like, what topic do you want to do, and I'm just like, I just got done with a 13-hour shift.
Yeah.
I had no time to think, so pretty much I went home, went straight to bed, and about 2 hours later woke up with a horrible sore tooth. Orajel didn't work. So basically, Orajel, all it did was numb my mouth. So I had a numb mouth and pain, which is just a weird feeling.
Orajel, just it's terrible sometimes. Like I was talking to you about I'm going to go completely off topic here, but I was going to say, like, I remember how I was talking about that stupid wisdom tooth that came in?
Yeah.
That thing finally came in, but I tried to numb my gum so it would stop hurting so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it did the same thing. It numbed everything else but the place I needed numbed.
Yeah.
It was like stupid thing. But yeah, it sucks. I know how that goes, especially trying to find time. And then you're dead tired, and then you got pain going on. And the last thing you want to do is stare at code.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I mean, and the some part of it is, you want to code a little bit every day, and for the most part, that's what I've done. I mean, at the very least, getting a couple hours in daily. Yesterday is probably the first day I haven't coded and done anything in forever. At the end of my shift, I just wanted to get food because I had not eaten for about 13 hours. Well, no, I take that back. I think I did at one point eat. It's just at some point when you don't remember eating, you've got a problem. Like I can't remember what exactly I did that day. I did nothing but type, writing, assessments and so forth. It was a bad day. I that's all I want to do. Get something to eat. I have like a 30-minute drive home and then go to bed. And that's pretty much what I did. I figured at some point I'm not going to probably remember what I'm doing. It's time to move on. And that's pretty much, trying to balance, because most people that are probably going to be listening to this podcast are probably doing something else while they're trying to learn development.
And that's hard to do. Like when you got 30,000 things to memorize.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest thing is trying to find that balance. Like with me, it came more of trying to balance learning Java at the time, learning Java before I got into this. I was trying to learn Java, and then I had to learn C++
Mm-hmm.
for my class, and that was just a total nightmare. Like coming up, I started Java class for whatever odd reason I had to take that for, unfortunately. But I got to take that. But the good thing about that is I'm already past learning.
Yeah.
So it's not really going to be like, oh, well, I got to, I'm not going to just forget everything I learned in JavaScript, The only unfortunate thing about that is I got to sit there 5 weeks of, relearning what object-oriented programming is and relearning stuff I already know,
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to suck. But yeah, and I understand your fact. Well, my whole point was I understand your factor of, trying to balance everything, and it's just a pain.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I work a full-time job. I've got, my job's not something I can just, I can't slack at it. I mean, ethically, I cannot do that. And I do still enjoy what I do. I mean, I just wouldn't be doing it. Granted, I want to switch to a different career. I work a very extremely stressful job. Trying to, I provide therapy. case management. I've got to read through just horrible stuff that I would never bring up on here. So this to me is
Well,
my relaxing time.
yeah,
Sadly,
yeah. Well, I
yeah.
was gonna say you would. I mean, yeah, you like it, but honestly, too, you wouldn't be switching if
Of course. I mean, there's a good and bad to
There's
everything.
just a point. I guess that like saying is there's just a point where you finally just decided enough's enough.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the thing with it is that what I'm doing now is extremely stressful. I would rather be doing something else. That doesn't mean I don't find like I deal with psychology. I deal with helping people make meaningful change. That stuff is things that I actually do enjoy. It's just in that, I guess that what's the best word? In that aspect of of the stress and stuff. It's something I would rather do in other ways, and and I enjoy coding for that reason. Is I'm working, I'm problem solving, I'm figuring out things. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Is that's why I'm making this change. And like I said, I come home to enjoy coding on the side because it's something I'm passionate about, and I find joy and fun with.
It's not
The
something you're gonna like. You wouldn't mind doing a 13-hour day type of thing, like
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I've done that with this before, and it passed the time very, with no problem. So
Yeah.
the issue usually becomes when you know, well, at least for me, right now. So you're kind of in the position where you're doing projects, and you said you just finished your second project.
I'm
And that's
finishing.
something
Well, I'm finishing it up. Yeah.
finishing up. I know that I'm going to need to go into doing a project here very soon. My problem ends up becoming what am I going to do kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So I ran into the same idea at first, but
Mm-hmm.
I also been noticing too. One thing you got to do is just like once you finish whatever you're reading, just stop and just go build something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you just went through 2 months worth of JavaScript to go switch to another framework, which we discussed beforehand and why you did it. But it's like there's got to be a point where enough's enough because you're just going to continuously say you're going to get stuck in the situation I was stuck in at first, where I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a project, I'm going to do a project, I'm going to do a project, but I never
Mm-hmm.
did. You know,
Yeah.
like once I stopped saying that and I just sat down with a blank IDE and I just started doing it, and I saw my program I wrote start to piece together. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I can do this. And then after that, I guess once you hit that point and you realize you can do it, you don't want to go back to just sitting there watching tutorial after tutorial after tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to watch one or two videos, but I had to watch one or two videos just to research something, not to sit there and reread, spend months on end doing it. And I think,
Well, yeah, it's a different aspect. I,
and, and I
by the
think,
way, stop right here. I've got the echo. It just came back. So what we're gonna do is this is going to be part one. Well, heck, I think it's went away now. So I'm gonna Okay, so that will give me the, I'll see that clap on this thing. So from here, we're going to continue on, okay?
yeah, we'll just say part two.
Yeah, so you talk for a second. I want to see if it's working, and then I'll clap before we're about to start. I think I was having the echo with you.
Hmm.
Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, can you hear
Oh,
me?
wait. I'm going to read something for a second and see if it's, because this is, when I talk more is when it continues on.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to, I know this sounds very stupid, but I'm just going to pull up a news article and I'm going to read it so that I can get it, so I can see if it's going to, uh, you know, um, yeah. So I'm just continuing to talk. I'm not hearing anything. Okay, so go ahead. You can go ahead and continue on from here. I'm going to clap though. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds
Okay.
disturbingly wrong.
Go ahead.
What am I talking about? Just what we were talking about before?
Yeah. Continue on where you were.
Yeah. So anyway, just excuse the technical error there, guys. But what I was saying is,
Oh, they'll never know it's there. By the way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can cut all this crap out. Anyway, I'm going to finish off what I was saying. So,
Count down from here.
okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, yeah, what I was saying is that when you go into that mode of I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, uh, and you just start doing it, like I said, you don't want to go back to all that. And then, like you were just saying, it's a different aspect of watching one video versus 2, 3, 4, 5 a month, and not, it gets discouraging, I guess, to me. Like you see all these job postings, you see all these people talking about code, and you just wonder if you're ever going to be at that level. And I think with me finally finishing up my second project, I finally feel at a basic level. My code may be crap at first, but the more I do it, the more it's going to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the problem that I'm running into is part of it's probably fear. Plus you always overthink. At least I do. I don't say you always. I always overthink. So part of me wants to build this extremely huge, intricate application. Honestly, I still think the one that I built with the that JavaScript one that pulls the API, to me that doesn't even seem like a real application. And I know it is, but
Well,
in my mind, it doesn't seem like it. Just seems like it's very simple.
but it's because but it's because it's not some gigantic application. And the other thing I look at when I'm looking for a project to do is I look at, okay, what's scalable for me to do? What can I complete within a couple weeks rather than 6 months? The other thing I start to look at is, okay, what specific skill is this project going to show off that I can do? So with my project I just built that I'm working on, that I'm finishing up, is just a simple user login admin panel. And while most people that are, been in the industry are like, oh, that's easy to create, when you're first doing it, just that specific thing alone is a huge task in itself, because there's a lot of basic logic that you got to be able to understand. And like I said to you earlier before we got on the call, is I learned a lot from it. Yeah, but by just doing just that basic app, it now shows off that I know how to use MongoDB. I know how to use Express.js library. I know how to use Node.js in general, and just different things like that.
Now, something I wanted to add to you. Crap. We got the echo again. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's sad that I clap, and then I got the echo of the clap. I have no idea what's causing it.
I don't know. Stupid.
Yeah. So let's wait for a second for it to go away.
So how are they not going to know it's in here?
Because I'm gonna splice it out.
Okay.
All right. So I don't hear. Wait, there it is. So what was I talking about?
You were saying you were going to ask me something.
Oh, okay.
I said Node.js, and then you're like, okay, I want to ask you something.
Okay. I don't know what's causing it. 1 second. Am I getting it here? Am I getting it here? I'm gonna try the control room to turn my volume down a little bit. Okay, are we there? Okay. Yeah. This might be working, so I'm gonna clap now, and then we'll go from here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. 5, 4. Yeah, crap! It's echoing on that. I'm gonna ask you a very simple question. We're gonna have the echo, and I want you to finish it. And we're over 10 minutes at this point, so we're gonna probably start wrapping it up. Okay. So I'm gonna talk very little from here on out. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can answer my question and say we're running out of time, and then go. So I'm gonna clap again, and then I'll ask my question. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 5. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, I mean, are you saving your projects up with Git or any other version control so that you can show
what I'm doing?
Yeah, show what you're doing.
Yeah, so I've been posting everything I'm doing on GitHub. So if you guys actually want to see what I'm specifically working on, feel free to check that out. I'll put the links in the show description once it's up. And then you guys can kind of just keep track of what I'm doing, and then possibly might even find your own solution in your own projects from my own code. You never know. Uh, and Nick, you should do the same thing once you get yours going here soon. But hey, guys, we're gonna.
Just so you know, I have almost everything in mind. I upload everything on Git. So,
Yeah. And I saw that. I was saying like your future like projects.
Of course.
But yeah. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and have a little bit of a short show here today, since we're not really talking about a whole lot of like a main topic. We don't that way we're not just kind of dragging everybody else along. But our main thing that we wanted to get away from or get into the show was me essentially talking about me finishing up my projects, actually getting something going and going on my third project, which will be really exciting. And then I actually started a goal list on my blog that you guys can go check out, which will also be in the show description. You can also see it on my Twitter handle or Twitter page, excuse me. And you can kind of see where I'm progressing from there. And I think I'm going to be going for it, going to apply for jobs here, hopefully by October, based on my goal list, once I get my projects completed. So it's going to be pretty exciting coming up. So as you guys can kind of just start to see how I've been progressing, and then hopefully Nick here soon starts to follow along once he gets the rest of his stuff going. And hopefully you actually hear from the first job you actually applied to too here soon. So. Do what?
I said hopefully here soon.
Yeah. So, but with that said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the show here. So, Nick, what do you have planned for the next week or so? Just to go over some of our goals here for the next week before we end.
My big thing is to finish up as much as possible on Ruby on Rails tutorial, and then start kind of figuring out what projects I want to work on. I always want to pick one good project. Maybe we could talk about that between here now and then, and I can have something ready to go.
Yeah, definitely can do that. So yeah, my goals are going to be finishing up the rest of this project I'm working on, that user login panel. And I'll be posting that here hopefully sometime this coming week. And then I'm going to just continue on cranking out some more projects. I want to at least get 5 together by the end of September. So by October, I can at least start to apply. I also want to start picking up some knowledge on AngularJS to complete the mean stack for JavaScript. So those are my goals for the week, and I will update you guys next week on where I'm at with everything as far as my projects go and what I've been learning with Node, or AngularJS. So with that said, let's go ahead and wrap it all up. Again, my name is Alex Gortney, and we will see you next week.